guys. So part 1, we did bebop scales. Now part 2, we're going to talk about surrounding tones, also known as enclosures or approach tones. Now what these are a combination of certain notes that are basically emphasizing 1, 3, 5, and 7. And this could be for major, minor, diminished, half diminished, pretty much anything, as long as you adjust certain notes for certain chord tone pitches. So the most fundamental one, I would say, is approach tones from below or above. So B flat major 7. Let's just talk about this for this video. An approach tone from below would be, you can either go by half step or you could go diatonically within the scale. So let's go diatonically first. An approach tone for every 1, 3, 5, and 7. Oh, we create a scale. That's just our traditional B flat major 7 scale. Now let's think about it in terms of half step approaches from below. So we're going to go a half step to every 1, 3, 5, and 7. So I did 1, 3, 5, and 7, and then 1 again by half step. Now let's go approach tones from above, and let's do it diatonically within the scale. That's pretty cool. So let's try approach tones from above, but a half step from above. So that's a little harder to understand in terms of major 7, a lot more colorful with a flat 9 in there. I would say when you're doing this, approach tones from below, always half steps. Approach tones from above, usually diatonically, whole steps or half steps, depending on if you're going to the 3rd, the 7th, the 5th. So again, an approach from below, half steps. Approach from above, diatonic. Now that doesn't mean you can't do the other ones, but to give the best version of a major 7 sound, that's the 2 different ones you're going to look at and want to do. Now next we're going to have enclosures, and that's a combination of different notes. So you could do an enclosure as an approach from below and then above and then hitting the chord tone, or above and below and then hitting the chord tone. So a below above chord tone would sound like so. Now we're going to use the same deal, half step below and then diatonic above. Awesome. Now let's start up high and go down. Cool. So now that we have some approach tones going on and some surrounding tones, some basic surrounding tones, let's talk about a little bit more advanced surrounding tones. It's going to be 3 notes surrounding a chord tone. So 1, 3, 5, or 7, we have 3 notes surrounding any of those. Now, typically, you can do it a bunch of different ways, but typically you want to do it either a half step up and then, a half step up from the chord tone you want to hit and 2 half steps down and then going up, or 2 half steps up, going down, and then a half step below the chord tone going up. So it's the same principle as an approach tone, you're just adding a note in between there. So let's talk about B flat major 7. We're going to hit the root, B flat, and we want to use either 2 above and 1 below, or 1 above and 2 below. So let's think about it. The best way to go about this is going to be 2 above and 1 below. So 2 above concert B flat is going to be a C. So now you go down a half step to B. Now we've already played our 2 notes above, so let's play our note below the chord tone. That's a half step below, so that's going to be a concert A. Now we get to resolve to the root. Now let's put that all together. Great. Now let's use that same process and play the third scale degree. So what notes can we use to hit the third scale degree using surrounding tones? 3 surrounding tones. Well, you could use the 2 above, 1 below method, but this time it's kind of weird because the 4th sharp 11 kind of thing makes it a little bit messy. So let's go 1 above and 2 below. So we'll start on a concert E flat. That's a half step above. Now let's go 2 half steps below. That'd be a concert C. Up a half step. Up another half step to the third. Now let's play that all together. Cool. Now we can use the same process for the 5th. But before we do that, let's play the surrounding tone of the root and then of the third all together. Awesome. Now let's use that same principle with the 5th. Okay. We can use the same 2 above, 1 below as we did for the root as we will for the 5th. So what is that? 2 half steps above, that would be G. Now we go down a half step to G flat. Now we need to go 1 half step below the 5th, E. And then hit the 5th, F. All together. Now let's play surrounding tones of 1, 3, and 5. Great. Now the last note, major 7. For us, that's concert A. So we can do 2 above or 1 above. Sorry, 2 above and 1 below, or 1 above and 2 below. So it depends on what we want. So 2 above, that's going to kind of sound weird. We'll have the sharp 2 or sharp 1, flat 9 kind of thing going on. So let's just stick with 1 above and then 2 half steps below. So 1 above A is B flat. 2 below A is G. Up a half step. Up another half step to the major 7. So let's play that. Awesome. Now let's play the surrounding tone of 1, 3, 5, and 7 all together. Now what happens when you get there? Well, boom. Just repeat what you did in the root up an octave, and you've got yourself, you can just go on forever. This is a great device to continue a phrase. You can use this throughout the entire horn, and it just works all the time. Now, the thing is, great. Okay, you've got surrounding tones, you've got bebop scales. Now you have to combine those to make cool, creative ways to get to chord tones in a bebop-esque fashion. That means you got to go and listen to what they're doing, but still use this and be creative on your own. So here's a few examples. B flat major 7. Cool, so that was some basic stuff on bebop scales and surrounding tones, approach tones, or enclosures, whatever you want to call them. I hope this helped. Please feel free to leave a comment, leave a like, or subscribe. I'm going to hopefully post another video soon, and happy practicing. I'll see you guys.